Okay, so I had a minute and I wanted to go ahead and shoot a video for those of you who are asking for help knowing the measurements to make a simple card. I've been talking to a lot of teammates about making cards on their own and also designing simple one layer, mostly just stamp and paper type things for newer crafters all around, whether you're demonstrators, customers, any of the above. So I thought a video might be easy so you can see, you know, the hands, the measurements, all of that. So let's see. So I grabbed this stamp set. It's a new one. And I decided that I thought this was a really good one that didn't really need much because it kind of said it all. And so I got some white paper. This is the thick Whisper white because I like using that for bases. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna go to 5.5 inches and I'm going to cut in half. So then at that point, I can fold that piece in half. And I've got my base card. I also have another sheet. You know, every sheet comes with two, but I'm just gonna use one. So now I wanna make a top layer. I tend to call them the inserts, maybe. I'm not really sure. Those of you who come to my camps or my meetings will probably tell me what I say, but I might call them inserts. And what I'm just implying is that very initial top layer that will kind of mat it perfectly. And for that, I put the paper in and I go to 5 1/4 inches, and then I turn it and I go to 4 inches. So I can take that and I can put it over top of it and I can just mat it nicely. I like the way that looks. So now I could continue to keep going. One of the tricks that you want to note is if you want to continue to get this perfect mat, always go 1/4 inch down or up. So we had 5.5 by 8.5 and we folded it in half. So then I went down to 4 by 5 1/4. So if I wanted to go down another 1/2 inch, I could, but let's say I want to jump and I want there to be a bigger edge around there. So I'm gonna take, I just chose to take another color. And instead of going to 5 inches, because I was just at 5 1/4, I'm gonna go down to 4 3/4 inches. And then I'm gonna turn it, and I did 4 inches before, so that would be, to go down 1/4 inch would give me the little trim, but I wanna go down 1/2 inch because I want a bigger trim. So I'm gonna go down to 3 1/2. So then when I put it on my card, I still have the matting and it still looks nice, but I have a bigger mat. So that will just help you get an idea. I know when a lot of us are talking about the types of cards we want to make, we're wanting them to be more single layers. My card has a little bit more layers just because I'm trying to show you guys how to get comfortable cutting all the different types of paper. So now on top of this gray sheet of paper, I want to put a white piece so we can stamp on it. So let's see, I was at 4.75. Is that correct? Oh, my poor brain. Okay, it was. So I'm going to go to 4 1/2. And then I was at 3 1/2 the other way. So I'm going to go to 3 1/4. So I should have a mat if I did it right. That mats. And then this mat mats. And then this mat mats. So if you really just remember that 1/4 inch, it's really going to help you. And then remember the two sizes. The most commonly used size is the base, and then it's the, what I call the insert. So now I just want to show you guys how you can take a simple stamp set and you can just really not do very much. You know, some of us are trying to scale back and get rid of the big shots and get rid of all the tools and the gadgets and all the things that we absolutely love, but just, you know, help those stampers that don't have all that still love it. So I'm just going to come in here with some stamps and some ink. And I'm just gonna use a couple of stamps from that stamp set to just ink and solid. And then end result when we put all that together is this. So you can have something very simple that looks very nice. You could add layers, take layers away. If you had a smaller image, you could mat it a little bit differently. What I tend to do is I tend to find my white sheet of paper the size that I need it. For example, if I just wanted to stamp the girl and the mom, I would just maybe guess 3 by 3 1/4. Just because, again, I do everything in 1/4 inches. And then I would stamp on there. And I would say, okay, well, I kind of like that, but I could take a little bit off the edges. So I would then take a little bit off each side, but again, making sure that whatever I did it to the 1/4 inch. So now I went down, but I went down to 3 by 3. So now I can come off of this and say, okay, well now I want to mat it in gray. So since it's 3 by 3, I go up to 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So anyway, I hope that helps you. I hope it gives you an idea of how to look for some simple stamp sets. I hope it helps you have the measurements. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to call or email. Thank you.